dealing with clunkiness here. So, rosé and Délice de Bourgogne.
All right. This one for me was really fun. Everything was really fun. But this one, I think as I mentioned during the tasting, there are certain sort of go-to classics, tried and true pairings that from the cheese side we always think of. So when we're thinking of a powerful assertive blue cheese, we especially like something like Roquefort, we lean toward Sauternes. Or if it's Stilton, like classic UK blue, we're looking for port. But just as sort of like iconic and reliable, a pairing is triple creme style cheese with champagne. So I think that this clean, creamy Délice de Bourgogne would have matched nicely with a number of these. But for me, the rosé brought out these kind of subtle fruity flavors that I don't typically experience in Délice de Bourgogne. I mean, having a entirely Pinot Meunier Rosé was, I think, a different dimension for me as well with this cheese. They just held hands in a really, really nice way. And when we tasted it, I got to get to come back to what Damian mentioned earlier about the different characteristics of the rind and the various parts of the cheeses themselves. The Délice de Bourgogne, rich, sweet, kind of like cultured butter character toward the center, but had some sort of a little bit of earthiness and a little bit of almost bitterness toward that rind. And I think that all of that taken together just made for a really fun little, more fruit forward experience of that cheese than I had previously had.
I loved your attention to the detail on that. And so serving it on the little ice cream dipper, the little wooden spoon, and then making sure that everybody understood that when you took it, you were dipping outside, near edge, and center is a little small thing, but it's the kind of thing where because you gave us that cue, it led us to stop and really look for the pieces of the wine that paired with those pieces of the cheese. And so then again, it was just became this immersive thing because you gave us the not only the serving to do it, but also the guidance to do it. Which yeah, that was one where I took away that and as a way to lead people in the direction to sort of notice what you do. I thought that was really well done.
Thank you.
Stephanie, how did you taste this one?
Oh, I love that pairing. That's I mean, when Erin mentioned that this cheese could have been could have worked with other, I definitely agree. But the pairing with this rosé was really yummy. I think the general taste of the Délice de Bourgogne with the candy flavor of the rosé really match very well together. Like it's really a treat. Like this kind of pairing makes you just happy, and you enjoy this moment, or you enjoy a great moment of happiness in life, I think.
The interesting thing with the rosé and that pairing is that it does give you that impression of, I think the candy idea is a very, it's a good thing to hold on to, but the actual candy part of it was it's a dry wine. It's just that fruit that comes out. And so I think I almost want to say it on the way by because people always have that sense, well, rosé is going to be sweet. But what it is, and with champagne, where it can be so interesting, and with your champagnes in particular, I think a lot of times when you have the red fruit that comes in, you get this sense of ripe red fruits, which we can think about as, oh, that's cherry candy, something like that. But you get that sense of those fruits with a dry wine. Yeah, this pairing was one of those where you just where you, as I said at the tasting, it's a meal of itself. Just the wheel and the bottle, and leave me alone with somebody I love, and we're good to go.
Exactly.
I think for me, this a conversation that we often have with guests who are choosing wine in our shop is, very common. I don't like anything sweet. I don't want a sweet wine. And sometimes when we offer information about a wine that's, this has, it's red fruit forward. People be like, oh, no, I don't want sweet. And for me, this is this pairing brought out in a new way the idea of, fruity but not sweet. You have the perception of fruit and then the suggestion of sweetness that comes from all of the experience we've had with a ripe strawberry or a fruit candy, but it without any of the sort of, actual sugariness of it. So it was fun to be able to pull that out.
Yeah, and I think this is also a good opportunity for people to discover that the Terre d'Émotion wines are actually wines to enjoy with food, and that the fruity expression is most of the time the flavors and perfume rather than like the feeling of having something sweet. And people get confused with the words because sometimes fruity means sugar. And here we have like the strawberry, the raspberry expression that we get in this rosé only with 12% of red wine Pinot Meunier, which is quite impressive what this Pinot Meunier can bring to the blend. But I think that's why that makes the pairing very charming, and you just wanted to have more of this pairing.
What did Xavier Touré do?
So he did something totally different. He did blue cheese from Ambert, Fourme d'Ambert. So there are two farmers in Fourme d'Ambert appellation that use actually raw milk. So it's not so easy to find. And the association of the two was actually pretty different of the association with the Délice de Bourgogne, in the sense that it was two opposite profile. The blue flavor here on Fourme d'Ambert, artisanal Fourme d'Ambert, is like it's a soft texture, but it is like it brings like this bitterness, but very nice bitterness to it, and which is totally balanced by the taste of the Terre d'Émotion Rosé. So the pairing was very adventurous. I thought at beginning that it would be like a risk to make this pairing, but it worked beautifully. And actually Xavier said that he was surprised himself of the result of this pairing. He didn't expect it before tasting it.
That's really fun. I think typically just on its face, the power and assertiveness of a lot of blue cheeses that I've experienced would lead me to not reach for them when pairing with champagne. But I love it when I'm proven wrong. I would love to experience that.
I would love to actually bring you some, over to this market. Raw milk cheese is a bit a challenge to cross the border. That's
yeah. We do our best.
If you ever come to France, we'll make sure that you can make the try.
I will take you up on that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We have I mentioned that Stephanie should stop into the shop on Sunday morning and pick up some Pleasant Ridge to take back to Jean-Marc and all of the folks in Champagne.
Please, yes. We can vacuum seal it so that it travels better. We can wrap it with our cheese paper and then.
Okay. Normally, I shouldn't have a problem crossing the border. We'll see.
Here, I have to stop the recording. We're into the illegal bit.
Oh, okay.